Hey, good morning, everyone. Wednesday, 15th of July, 2020. I'm just going to check my volume settings here a little bit. Okay. Get to those pictures in a second. Yesterday, rather uneventful, basic formality. Long waiting at church. I had to sit there for an hour and 5 minutes before I even got called up there. Got to observe the judge and how he handles things. Nothing, even my interactions with him yesterday, indicating that he's not an honorable man. My biggest complaint was well, let me put it this way, people. Remember from history, a little history from your Barbary Coast pirates. Thomas Jefferson was president, had to dispatch the U.S. Navy in there to kick the shit out of them because they were stealing U.S. merchant ships and pressing their crews. Just a little point here. The similarity is simple. It's amazing. We got the Barbary Coast pirates, and I'm dealing with the Botany Coast pirates posing as law enforcement officers, who, upon conducting investigations, do not feel it within their job category to inform the judge of the facts in the matter. So I'm going to have to go to the trial on the 29th, starting at 9 a.m., and I will have to inform the judge. The good news is, 3 of the pirates will be witnesses for the state, so then I get my crack at them. The Barbary pirates use small, fast-moving vessels, SUVs, to capture trading ships and their cargoes, bars and restaurants. They held the crews and passengers for ransom, $1,000 a day fines, or sold them as slaves. Well, they were too late for that. We've already been sold into slavery, people. But they certainly reminded you were nothing but an effing slave. Why don't you do what you're told? Did not the governor tell you to go to your room? If you would just do what the governor says, there wouldn't be a problem here. The similarities between the Barbary Coast pirates and the Botany Coast pirates posing as law enforcement is amazing. Alright. Both use armed invasions and siege tactics. Stunning. That's something we're going to have to deal with here very soon, people, because things aren't going to get better. They're getting worse and worse and worse. We'll get to that shortly here in this video, and that'll bring up the second picture. First picture. Pirates. They don't dress like that anymore now. They wear uniforms and badges, carry guns. Okay. Since G.W., the president, goes around naming anyone he wants to be an enemy combatant, when do we get our chance? When do we, the people of this country, get to say, hey, Bush Lips, hey, son of Bush Lips, hey, son of Poppy? It's about time we decide who the enemy combatants really are, not your little fake, phony boogeymen from overseas. No, we got enemy combatants right in this goddamn country. So, did have a little bit of a heated exchange with the judge. And I said, honestly, sincerely, with all due respect, I've got a federal district judge on my side in the federal case of Johnson, U.S. versus Johnson. That judge, in his ruling, used terms like combat, fighting, and belligerent claimant. Now, belligerence, people, is not a synonym with politeness. First of all, the judge is saying passive exercising of your rights ain't cutting it. Second of all, he's saying you got to know your rights before you can exercise them. And third, he's saying if you want to exercise them, you must do so as a belligerent claimant. Well, the judge doesn't like to be asked certain questions, and I guess we'll have to wait for trial to get the answers. All right, so much for that. But, belligerence can be respectful. And like I said, after observing the judge for an hour and 5 minutes and then dealing with myself, I have no negative feelings. I think he might just be a fair, partial, and honorable man. We'll see. The trial is July 29th, 9 a.m. at the Botany County Church House. Okay, how about a little fear porn to start the day? Now listen, YouTube, pay close attention to me here. I'm going to take a little snippet of the lead-in to the NBC Nightly News broadcast July 14th. I am not deserving of a copyright strike here. I am using this for educational purposes to set the theme for the rest of my video here. Alright, people, here's what you deal with.
Virus outbreak, Florida, Alabama, and North Carolina all reporting their deadliest days since the pandemic began. Much of California is shutting down all over again as it closes in on 340,000 infections. And the dire new warning today from the CDC director. The emergency order in New York, the one-time epicenter, what travelers from 22 states must now do or face a $2,000 fine. But how will it be enforced? President Trump in a new interview saying more white people are killed by police than black people in America, and his new defense of the Confederate flag. Just in, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg hospitalized. Her new health scare. Jeffrey Epstein's alleged accomplice facing a judge, Ghislaine Maxwell, entering her plea, and a major move today from the judge. The battle over going back to school, the big district recommending children return without masks or social distancing. Can you be reinfected by the coronavirus? The new research. Do antibodies protect you, and how long do they last?
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
How's that a lead-in for some good healthy dose of pure porn, people? Now, a lot of doom and gloom there. Oh no, the Mona Corona, it's coming back with a vengeance. What did Mr. and Mr. Gates say? Huh? Didn't they say? Didn't pay attention to the pandemic the first time around. You will pay attention to this time around. But it's not all doom and gloom. I got to give Trump credit. Yeah, statistically, more whites get killed by police than blacks, number one. And number two, he's defending the Confederate flag. Yeah, I like that. So let's give credit where credit's due. Perhaps the best news is, remember the other day when I pointed out what happened to the Chief Justice Roberts with the bloody head and the stitches required? Well, you didn't hear a lot about that. But oh no, here comes the darling sow of the left, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Oh God, she gets a gas bubble in her intestine, and it's earth-shaking news. Come on, infection. Take this priestess of death out. Where's that goddamn Grim Reaper when you need him? He's never on the job. Okay, so I thought that was good news. Now, I told you, you guys, you optimists, you really honestly believe things are going to get better? No, they're going to get worse, people. What do we have now? We had a man in China come down with, do I dare say it, bubonic plague. Oh no! We're all going to be killed. And I don't know how you're going to make this one up, people. See that second picture? I ain't making this up. CNN.com 9 hours ago. The squirrel tested positive on July 11th in the town of Morrison, Colorado, marking the first case of plague in the country this year, according to a news release. Just when you thought it was safe to venture back outdoors, the Mona Corona is having a second phase flare-up, just like Mr. and Mr. Gates said it would. And now we got the bubonic plague in a squirrel. How do they know that? Who walks around and tests effing squirrels for anything? You just can't make this shit up. Okay, just a short update. Yeah, pretty uneventful. Looking forward to trial. Like I said, 3 of the pirates are going to be witnesses. I'll get my shot at them. You guys are invited, of course. It's open to the public. There was 3 of us who attended, one of my sons and one of his friends. We were walking up to the church. I'm going, son of a bitch, you don't think they're going to try to force us to wear a Mona Corona mask? No, they didn't. They offered, but they didn't. And oh, it was pathetic. Every time somebody got up or sat down at the witness table, some poor girl had to come over there and spray down everything with Lord knows what. Probably a virus killer. Hey, people, viruses don't live. They're dead. Alright, till next video. You know what? I kind of took the day off yesterday. And so that puts me way behind. I got to get going. I got stuff to do. I haven't run my dogs yet. You guys have a good day. Enjoy the weather.